I'll need a second. Is there an announcement between 1 and 2?
No.
Okay, I'll need a second to change instruments. Okay.
Okay, so this all start. You ready?
Yeah.
Thank you for coming.
Thanks for having us.
Your coffees. Let me get the message. Your coffees are any of the bags. They're all the same on the couch.
Yeah.
Okay. Shalti me'et Adonai Ota avakesh Ota avakesh Achat shalti me'et Adonai Ota avakesh Ota avakesh Shivti b'vet Adonai Kol yemei chayai La'azot b'noam Adonai Kol yemei chayai Ulevaker Behechalo Kol yemei chayai Shivti b'vet Adonai Kol yemei chayai La'azot b'noam Adonai Kol yemei chayai Ulevaker Behechalo Kol yemei chayai Achat shalti me'et Adonai Ota
Yai da dai dai. Yai dai 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 da dai. Yai dai 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 dai. Yai da dai dai. Yai dai 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 dai. Elohai nitzor leshonim mira, usfatai medaber mirma. Velim kalalai nafshi tidon, v'nafshi ka'afar lakotiye. Elohai, Elohai. Elohai nitzor leshonim mira, usfatai medaber mirma. Velim kalalai nafshi tidon, v'nafshi ka'afar lakotiye. Elohai, Elohai. Elohai nitzor l'shanim era, usfatai medaber mirma. Velim kalalai nafshi tidon, v'nafshi ka'afar lakotiye. Elohai, Elohai. B'tach libi. B'tach libi. B'tach libi. B'toratecha. Elohai nitzor l'shanim era, usfatai medaber mirma. Velim kalalai nafshi tidon, v'nafshi ka'afar lakotiye. Elohai, Elohai. Elohai nitzor l'shanim era, usfatai medaber mirma. Velim kalalai nafshi tidon, v'nafshi ka'afar lakotiye. Elohai, Elohai. Vihiu l'ratzon himrefi, v'hegion libi lefanecha. Adonai, 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 Adonai tzuri. Adonai, Adonai tzuri. Egolali.
Erev Tov, Shana Tova, Good Yantif, Gemar Chatima Tova to all of you tonight. It is good to see you at the culmination of these 10 days of awe, these 10 days of repentance on this Kol Nidre, this Erev of Yom Kippur. I'm Niles Goldstein. I'm the rabbi of Congregation Beth Shalom. This is Gordon Lustig, our music director, and we are very happy that we have our musicians again from Rosh Hashanah. And Gordon, I'll let you introduce our musicians.
Okay. Yeah, I just adjust my stand here.
I've said in past years, Gordon is the hardest working man in shul business. And he's proving that again this year.
So I would like to welcome these amazing musicians from around the Bay Area. We have Carol Vines on cello. That's Vines, V-I-N-E-S. And Lisa Doyle on violin. And Dana Bauer on oboe, English horn, and clarinet tonight. But any given night, it'll be a different set of instruments. So thank you.
Thank you. Well, welcome back to all of you. And again, it is wonderful to see you. We are honored to be able to lead with you these High Holy Day services and to continue our pilgrimage this year, the pilgrimage into our souls, the pilgrimage together in community, and the pilgrimage to make this world a new and a better place. So we're going to continue our service on page 9 with the lighting of our Yontif candles, and I'd like to invite Linda Miller to come up to the bima.
Thank you. Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam asher kidshana b'mitzvotav v'tzivanu lahadlik shel yom tov. Amen.
Hold on, we can improvise here.
Okay.
Shechianu.
Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam shehachianu v'kiyamanu v'higianu lazman hazeh.
Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam asher kitshanu b'mitzvotav v'tzivanu lehadlik ner shel yom HaKippurim.
We continue on page 14. And we're going to read this page responsively, so I'll read the first paragraph, and then I invite you to read the next, and we'll go back and forth to the bottom of the page. Yom Kippur, the Jewish people's festival of the soul, and Kol Nidre, its sacred portal, a night of deep emotions, a night, as the psalmist wrote, to rejoice with trembling. We tremble at the melody, music of spiritual amazement. It fills us with awe as we stand before God in Torah. We tremble, for tonight we confess our flaws, admit our imperfection, and acknowledge a power far beyond our understanding. We tremble, for we find that our ideals are far greater than our ability. Our promises surpass our might. We tremble because we are mortal. We rejoice in our gratitude for life. I'd like to invite Allison Frost and Roberta Solomon to the bima. As we turn to page 16, please rise. Just face the congregation. Just try to face the congregation.
Ozaru ala tzadik.
Please join with me in English at the bottom of page 18. All vows, resolves, and commitments, vows of abstinence and terms of obligation, sworn promises and oaths of dedication that we promise and swear to God and take upon ourselves from this day of atonement until next day of atonement, may it find us well. We regret them, and for all of them we repent. Let all of them be discarded and forgiven, abolished and undone. They are not valid and they are not binding. Our vows shall not be vows, our resolves shall not be resolves, and our oaths, they shall not be oaths.
Icharatna v'hon. Yehon Sharon, Yehon Sharon, Yehon Sharon. V'teilin u'mevutalin, l'shiririn v'l'kayamin, nidrana. La Nidre. Shavuatana, 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 La Shavuot.
Please remain standing as we turn to our call to worship on page 22, the Baruch Hu.
Baruch Hu et Adonai HaMevorach. Baruch Adonai HaMevorach Leolam Va'ed.
Page 24. Please join me in the English at the bottom of the page. Blessed are you, Adonai. Your great name fills the universe with majestic might. Your word creates twilight and dusk, as your wisdom opens the gates of night. Your discernment separates the changing seasons and causes the passage of time. The stars arrayed across the sky reveal your design. You roll out the cycle of darkness and light, shaping day and night. You sweep away day and carry the world into nightfall, setting day apart from nighttime. You are God of all we can perceive and all that is beyond our perception. Living eternal God, be our sovereign to the end of time. Baruch atah Adonai ha'ma'ariv ha'ravim. Blessed are you, Adonai, creator of twilight and dusk. Page 26.
Ahavat olam, Beit Yisrael, Amcha ahavta, Torah u'mitzvot, Chukim u'mishpatim, Otanu limadeta. Ahavat olam, Beit Yisrael, Amcha ahavta, Torah u'mitzvot, Chukim u'mishpatim, Otanu limadeta. Elkein Adonai Eloheinu, B'shokmeinu, Kumeinu, Nasiya, Bechukecha, Benizmach, B'direi Toratecha, U'mitzvotecha, Leolam va'ed. Beit Yisrael, Amcha ahavta, Torah u'mitzvot, Chukim u'mishpatim, Otanu limadeta. When we lie down, when we rise up, this joy will last forever. When we lie down, when we rise up, this joy will last forever, forever. Ahavat olam, Beit Yisrael,
Amcha ahavta.
Torah u'mitzvot, Chukim u'mishpatim, Otanu limadeta.
love beyond all space and time. Your love enfolds your people, Yisrael. We receive it in your teaching, your gift of Torah, sacred obligations, discipline, and law. So let us speak these teachings when we lie down and when we rise up, and find joy forever in your Torah and mitzvot. They are the very essence of our life, ours to ponder and study all our days. May we never lose or be unworthy of your love. Baruch atah Adonai, Ohev Amo Yisrael, for you are blessed, the one who loves your people, Yisrael.
Shema Yisrael, Adonai Eloheinu, Adonai Echad. Baruch Shem Kivod Malchuto Leolam V'ahavta et Adonai Elohecha b'chol levavcha uv'chol nafshecha uv'chol me'odecha v'hayu hadvarim ha'ele asher anohi mitzavacha hayom al levavecha v'shinantam levanecha v'dibarta bam b'shivdecha b'veitecha uv'lektecha v'derech uv'shokbecha uv'kumecha ukshartam la'ot hayadecha v'hayuta totafot beinenecha uktavtam al mezuzot beitecha uvisharecha L'ma'an tiskaru va'asitem et kol mitzvotai v'item kedoshim le'Elohechem Ani Adonai Elohechem asher hotzeti etchem me'eretz Mitzrayim liot lachem le'Elohim Ani Adonai Elohechem.
I know toward the outset of services I referred to Gordon as the hardest working person in shul business, but there's a close second, and that is our president, Roberta Solomon, who's come up about 3 or 4 times already in the service. Roberta has some words that she would like to share with our congregation, so Roberta, I invite you to come up to the bima.
She's back. L'shana tova, everyone, and good evening. I am so very, very glad to see all of you here tonight. It is wonderful to look out on so many familiar, friendly faces. I have to say, though, I'm not sure which is more inducing, I should say, singing Kol Nidre as part of the choir, or standing up right here, right now to address all of you. It's really a hard choice, but I move on. I want to take you all back to earlier this year, to Friday, April 14th, when our local paper, the Napa Valley Register, ran a story with the title, Anti-Semitic Browns Valley Road Signs, a Source of Persistent Concern in Napa. Concern is an understatement. Were we concerned when the story broke? You bet we were concerned. There is a saying, silence is complicity. I am proud to report that we were anything but. Rabbi Niles is quoted in the story expressing deep misgivings about the rise of hate speech, not just on Browns Valley Road, but in general, and followed up by getting in touch and speaking with Napa's city manager, Steve Potter. Potter, to his credit, suggested that he come address the congregation in person. So on a Wednesday in May, many of us, along with a host of others from the wider Napa community, gathered to hear him and our own CBS member and Napa City Council person, Beth Painter, address the community and respond as best they could to our many questions. Some of them were quite pointed and direct, and they expressed a combination of disbelief and what can best be described as a well-controlled outrage. That evening, I could not have been prouder of our membership. While all of this was occurring, I was in touch with the Register's editor, Dan Evans, to voice alarm about the story, and followed up with a guest editorial that ran as a signed letter to the editor piece, adding the congregation's voice to many others, expressing a combination of dismay and resilience. The May 31st meeting was not the end of discussion and action. It signaled the beginning, with several CBS members and others from Napa forming a group called Pro-Inclusion Napa, with a mission to continue the conversation of what positive, constructive actions we could take to counter these growing expressions of hate. The group's work continues, and you will soon see a number of measures it will be introducing into the community. I also want to add that my speechwriter husband, Robert, is very involved with Pro-Inclusion Napa, so if you want more information about it, he's your guy. By now, most of you, or many of you, may be wondering, why is Roberta going on for so long about things that we'd rather not be reminded about? Here's why. If ever anyone needed proof of the power of community, it was in that room on that evening, speaking with Steve Potter, a demonstration of coming together in solidarity combined with a resolve to respond. This, to me, is the very definition of community. There are many reasons to belong to CBS: an opportunity to practice and celebrate our faith under the guidance of Rabbi Niles, the pleasures and unexpected rewards of hearing our highly accomplished musical director, Gordon, leading us in song, the dedication of our synagogue director, Lauren, and the vibrancy of our religious school led by Mara, the unmatched beauty of our building, the one-of-a-kind wonders of being Napa's shul with the pool. And oh, did I mention our wine bar and the sublime onegs currently being sponsored by CBS member Kathleen Conry. All of these are unequivocally great reasons to belong. Yet, for many of us, the primary reason we became and continue to be members here is the power of community. It is what sustains us, nurtures us, and rewards us. To put it bluntly, it's the people. But with community comes responsibility. When I was first approached about the possibility of becoming president of CBS, my first instinct was to say, no way. It's way too much responsibility with too much work and too much pressure. I was prepared to walk away, but then I thought of the many ways in which my friends and fellow members, too numerous to mention, with many of you here in attendance tonight, selflessly and often thanklessly work in to pitch in wherever there's a need for help. I thought of how they say yes when others say no, which in the end explains why I decided to say yes to serving as your president. All of us have other priorities. All of us have way too many things to do. But I must tell you, your congregation needs you. I know you're busy, but we need many, many more of you to step up and volunteer. So when I or others call and ask you to be part of something, for example, participating or even, dare I say it, leading a committee, please, please, please don't run from the room screaming, I can't. Where we especially need help is with membership and, no surprise, fundraising. So if you're ready to raise your hand, by all means, seek me out by phone or by email. Commitment to community requires two things: your time, and at the risk of being too blunt, your money. When we met this past May for our annual meeting, I spoke to all of you with humility and gratitude about needing your help, pointing out that our annual member dues cover only 50% of our operating costs. The word I used then was beseeching. The word I use now is also beseeching, as in I am beseeching you to make a financial contribution. But so it is, again, I find myself here in the most awkward and uncomfortable circumstances, appealing to your better selves to make a contribution to L'Adore Vador, the vehicle that's designed for the express purpose of keeping our doors open, our lights on, our staff and programs sustained throughout the coming year. I previously asked all of you to think in terms of Chai, the number 18, signifying a life blessed with good luck. Even a single $18 contribution helps. If you can double, triple, quadruple, or even quintuple down and do multiples of Chai, even better. After this holiest of holidays is concluded, I will go online and make our Lador Vador donation in a multiple of Chai. You can also easily log on to the CBS website and donate with a credit card, via e-check, or you can mail a donation by check. If you do, my gratitude will be eternal, a fitting word to use on this most sacred of moments in which we seek forgiveness. This congregation is only as good as all of us and you make it. It's terrific now, but I need all of you to make it better. Volunteering to help is the first rule of building and sustaining a community. The second rule is also about helping, not with time, although we surely need more of that, but with money. So look into your hearts and please do what you can. Again, L'Shana Tova and Gamar Chatima Tova, everyone. May you be inscribed in the book of life for a healthy, happy, and fulfilling new year, and may you have an easy fast.
We continue our service on page 40 with the singing of Mi Chamocha.
Mi chamocha ba'elim Adonai, mi chamocha nedar ba'kodesh, no ra tehilot oseh feleh malchutecha ra'u vanecha ukei hayam lifnei Moshe u'Miriam se'elianu v'yameru Adonai yimlok leolam va'ed.
Page 43. When fears multiply and danger threatens, when sickness comes, when death confronts us, it is God's blessing of Shalom that sustains us and upholds us, lightening our burden, dispelling our worry, restoring our strength, renewing our hope, reviving us.
I'd like to call Roberta up.
And I'm back again.
Hashkivenu Adonai Eloheinu l'shalom, l'shalom. L'chamidenu Malkeinu l'chaim. Ufros aleinu sukat shlomecha, ufros aleinu sukat shlomecha. Hashkivenu Adonai Eloheinu l'shalom, l'shalom. Hamidenu Malkeinu l'chaim. Ufros we wake with morning's light. Teach us, God, wrong from right. Amen. 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 Amen.
We continue with the Amidah on page 46. If you are able, please rise.
Adonai sevatai tiftach ufi agide hilatecha. Adonai, open my lips that my mouth may declare your praise. Baruch atah Adonai, Eloheinu ve'Elohei avoteinu ve'imotenu, Elohei Avraham, Elohei Yitzchak, ve'Elohei Yaakov. Elohei Sarah, Elohei Rivka, Elohei Rachel, ve'Elohei Leah, Ha'el, Hagadol, Hagibor v'Hanorah, El Elyon, Gomel Chasadim Tovim, V'koneh hakol, V'zocher chastei avot v'imahot, U'mevi geula livnei v'neihem, L'man shemo bi'ahava. We'll do it down here. Zochreinu l'chaim, melech hafetz b'chaim, v'choteinu b'sefer ha'chaim, l'mancha Elohim chaim, melech ozer, u'moshia u'magen, Baruch atah Adonai, Baruch u'Baruch Shemo, Magen Avraham ve'Ezrat Sarah. Amen. Atah Gibor Le'olam Adonai, Mechaye HaKol Atav Rav Lo Hoshia, Morid Hatal, Mechakel Chaim B'chesed, Hasek HaKol B'rachamim Rabim, Somech Noflim V'rofei Holim, U'matir Asurim, U'mekayem emunat Lishenei Afar, Micha Mechaye umatmiach Yeshua. Mi chamocha el harachamim zoche yitzurav l'chaim berachamim v'ne'eman atah l'hakayot hakol Baruch Atah Adonai Baruch Shemo Mechaye Hakol
Please be seated and take a moment now for your own silent prayers.
That's Zoe Ewig. In case I forget at the end, I want to make sure that you know who that brave soul was that came up here. So.
We continue now with our vidui, the public communal confession of sin, and that's on page 82 at the bottom. And I'd like to invite you to please read with me in English. Of these wrongs, we are guilty. We betray, we steal, we scorn, we act perversely. We are cruel, we scheme, we are violent, we slander. We devise evil, we lie, we ridicule, we disobey. We abuse, we defy, we corrupt, we commit crimes. We are hostile, we are stubborn, we are immoral, we kill. We spoil, we go astray, we lead others astray.
Ay, 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 Ashamnu, Bagadnu, Gazalnu, Dibarnu Dofi, ay, 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 ay. Ay, 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 Hevinu, Hevinu, V'hirshanu, Zadnu, Hamasnu, Tafanu sheker. Ay, 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 Yat nura, yat kizavnu. Latnu Maradnu Niatnu Sararnu Avinu Pashanu Sararnu Kishinu Oref Yai la yai 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 Rashanu Shichatnu Tiavnu Tainu Titanu Ay, 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 ay,
Page 86. And please respond in English to the corresponding Hebrew. For these sins, our God, we ask forgiveness על חטא שחטאנו לפניך בזדון ובשגגב, ועל חטא שחטאנו לפניך בדיבור פה. על חטא שחטאנו לפניך באימוץ הלב, ועל חטא שחטאנו לפניך בטיפשות פה. על חטא שחטאנו לפניך בחרחש ובכזב, ועל חטא שחטאנו לפניך ברכילות. על חטא שחטאנו לפניך בפלילות, ועל חטא שחטאנו לפניך בזלזול הורים ומורים. על חטא שחטאנו לפניך בווידוי פה, ועל חטא שחטאנו לפניך בהונאת רעה. על חטא שחטאנו לפניך בחוזק יד, ועל חטא שחטאנו לפניך במשא ובמתן. ועל כולם אלוהי סליחות, סלח לנו, מחל לנו, כפר לנו. Page 106. Please join me in English at the bottom of the page. Our God and God of our ancestors, we are your people, and you are our God. We are your children, and you are our father, our mother. We are the people who serve you, and you call us to serve. We are your community, and you are a portion. We are your legacy, and you are our purpose. We are your flock, and you are our shepherd. We are your vineyard, and you watch over us. We are your work, and you are our maker. We are your beloved, and you are our lover. We are your treasure, and you are the one we cherish. We are your people, and you reign over us. We offer you our words, and you offer us yours. So forgive us, pardon us, lead us to atonement.
כי אנו עמך, ואתה אלוהינו, אנו בניך, ואתה אבינו, אנו עבדיך, ואתה אדוננו, אנו קהלך, ואתה חלקנו, אנו נחלתך, ואתה גורלנו, אנו שונאיך, ואתה רואינו, אנו חרמך, ואתה נוטרנו, אנו פעולתך, ואתה יותרנו, אנו רעייתך, ואתה אדוננו, Anu segulatecha, viata kerovenu. Anu amecha, viata malkeinu. Anu ma'amirecha, viata ma'amirenu.
Page 114. I'd like to call Robin Stern and Barbara Lustig to the bema. And I'd like to ask everyone else, if you're able, to please rise. And please respond in English to the corresponding Hebrew. Avinu Malkeinu Shema Kolenu. Avinu Malkeinu Chatanu Lefanecha. Avinu Malkeinu Chamol Aleinu Va'alol Aleinu V'tapenu. Avinu Malkeinu Kalei Dever V'cherev V'ra'av Me'aleinu. Avinu Malkeinu Kalei Koltsar Umastin Me'aleinu. Avinu Malkeinu Kodvenu B'Sefer Chaim Tovim. Avinu Malkeinu Chadesh Aleinu Shana Tova. Avinu Malkeinu Malei Yadenu Mebirchotecha. Avinu Malkeinu Harem Kerem Mishichecha. Avinu Malkeinu Na'al Tishivenu Rekam Milefanecha. Avinu Malkeinu Kabel Barachamim Uvratzon Et Tfilatenu. Avinu Malkeinu Aseh Imanu Lem'an Shemecha. Avinu Malkeinu Aseh Lema'ancha Im Lo La'amenenu. Avinu Malkeinu Ein Lanu Melech Ela Ata. Avinu Malkeinu Petach Sha'arei Shamayim L'Tfilatenu. Avinu Malkeinu Shema Kolenu Chus V'Rachem Aleinu. Avinu Malkeinu Chanenu Vanenu Ki En Banu Masim Aseh Imanu Tzedaka V'Chesed V'Hoshienu.
Avinu Malkeinu Konenu Vanenu Avinu Malkeinu Konenu Vanenu Ki Ein Banu Ma'asim Aseh Imanu Tzedaka v'chesed Aseh Imanu Tzedaka v'chesed V'hoshienu Vanenu, vanenu. Avinu Malkeinu, Konenu, vanenu. Ki ein banu masi. Aseh imanu. Tzedaka v'chesed. Aseh imanu. Tzedaka v'chesed. V'hoshi'enu. Avinu Malkeinu. Konenu vanenu. Avinu Malkeinu. Konenu vanenu. Ki ein banu masi.
Please be seated. Erev Tov, Gemar Tov, and Good Yontif to everybody here as well as those who are watching at home. As I said in the beginning, the pilgrimage into our hearts and souls continues tonight on this Kol Nidre, and I hope that these days of awe and this new year, 5784, have been meaningful and renewing to every one of us here. As a number of you know, I had a little bit of a mini sabbatical earlier this summer in London, where I taught at Leo Beck College, the UK's Reform Rabbinical School, as well as at two large congregations in the city. For 2 weeks, I was immersed in London's Jewish community, and it was clear to me that the Jews there stick together. They have their own institutions, their own schools, their own camps, just like us Jews here in North America. Historically, that's always been one of the strengths in Jewish life, our gift for social cohesion. But what about Gentiles? What is, or what should be, their role in our lives? After all, with the exception of the state of Israel, most Jews around the world interact on a daily basis with non-Jews, with people from other faiths and cultures. They are our friends, our neighbors, our co-workers, sometimes even our spouses. And I know that relates to a number of us here at CBS. On this Yom Kippur, this sacred time of both self and communal reflection, it is a question well worth asking ourselves. It turns out our tradition offers us ample evidence about how non-Jews have greatly impacted, often favorably, Jewish lives and practices in transformative ways that continue to this day. The Torah portion, Yitro, from the book of Exodus, offers an important example about the key role that a non-Jew has played in Jewish life. Moses and the people of Israel are finally free from bondage in Egypt. They've successfully crossed the Sea of Reeds, and they are about to embark on a 40-year journey through the desert in search of the Promised Land. Moses has led them the entire time, and he is exhausted. Jethro, a Midianite priest and Moses' father-in-law, approaches the great prophet at the beginning of the Parsha and observes that Moses is making decisions unilaterally over every single dispute between his people from morning until evening. And so Jethro questions his son-in-law. He questions Moses. Why do you act alone? And then Moses' father-in-law offers him advice. The thing you are doing is not right. You will surely wear yourself out, and these people as well. For the task is too heavy for you. You cannot do it alone. This is not only practical advice, it is moral counsel. Jethro has the courage to tell Moses, the supreme leader, that autocratic governance is problematic holistically. It will wear Moses out, but it will also eventually alienate Moses from the very people he is trying to lead. In the next scene, Jethro advises Moses on how to delegate authority and establish a judiciary for the Jewish people. He tells Moses to choose capable and God-fearing people, those who are trustworthy and beyond reproach, to serve as judges and to help him to resolve conflicts. The revelation at Mount Sinai occurs in the very next chapter. Now think about that for a moment. Before Moses receives the Ten Commandments from God, before the most significant and seminal moment in the history of the Jewish people, the very birth of the Jewish religion, it is a non-Jew who plays the lead, pivotal role in the creation of a legal, social, and moral framework that will guide Jewish society for generations. To me, that is very noteworthy. So what is the lesson for us today? If you study the corpus of Jewish scriptures, it becomes clear that there are many other important non-Jews who play key roles in the narrative and literature that define our people and our faith. Without these Gentiles, Jews and Judaism would look different, even diminished. Early in the book of Genesis, long before Abraham and Sarah are called to become the world's first Jews, the world itself is in danger. God, enraged by humanity's lawless and sinful behavior, decides to destroy all of creation with rains that last 40 days and 40 nights. Only Noah, a righteous Gentile, is spared, along with his family and 2 of every animal. After the rains end and the flood starts to recede, Noah, his family, and all of the creatures inside the ark that Noah built exit onto dry land. The world can now start from scratch. Existence is renewed. God makes a covenant with humanity to never again take such a dire action. In the very next Torah portion, Lech Lecha, Abraham receives God's call, and he and his wife Sarah give birth, literally and figuratively, to the Jewish people. One could argue that without Noah, there would be no world. And without Noah, there would be no Jews, nor eventually Judaism. One additional example of an important Gentile who has positively impacted Jewish life is Job. The book of Job is one of the cornerstones of biblical wisdom literature. Job himself, a non-Jew, is a classic figure in Western thought and resonates today even in popular culture. Job is a prosperous and happy man, distinguished by his upright character and piety. Yet because of Satan's challenge to God to test Job's faith, he suffers a series of catastrophes, from losing his wealth to physical afflictions, to the death of his children. Job curses the day he was born, but he does not abandon God. As Job ponders why he has been made to suffer, God appears to him in a whirlwind. While God does not answer Job's existential questions, Job accepts that the mystery of his situation will be forever unanswerable, and that his suffering is God's will. Job appears faithful, even without direct knowledge of God or of God's ways, nor with an understanding of the justice of his plight. The rabbis call Job the prophet of the Gentiles, and the book named after him remains one of the pillars of biblical wisdom. Without Job, the Hebrew Scriptures would lack a key voice of that wisdom and a moving personal illustration of faithfulness, even in the face of intellectual mystery and human misery. And yet, despite all of these examples of the positive impact by non-Jews on Jewish life and Jewish spirituality, the Jewish community has been, at best, ambivalent in the way that we see Gentiles. We've been concerned about the negative role that intermarriage can play in the perpetuation of Jewish identity in our children and grandchildren. We've worried that the influence of non-Jewish faith traditions can lead to syncretism and or assimilation. And of course, we are and have always been cognizant of the long and bloody history of anti-Semitism perpetrated by the Gentile world. Still, it's complicated. Jews and Judaism have also benefited from and been greatly enriched by our interactions with non-Jews and with different cultures and religions. This has been especially true after we left the land of Israel. While the diaspora, as we all know, was frequently an inhospitable and dangerous place for Jews, it also produced a number of amazing creative achievements. The Babylonian Talmud, the Golden Age in Spain, Hasidism, the Musar movement, a flowering of art, Chagall, music, klezmer, and Yiddish literature and theater. All these contributions to the world were the direct result of the interplay with and response to the Jews' Gentile neighbors and their cultures that surrounded us. This is not just ancient history. We've seen this dynamic play out in our own time. In many ways, Judaism in the United States today reflects and embodies important modern Western values that are not specifically embedded or identifiable in classical Jewish tradition. Our embrace of pluralism, our focus on egalitarianism, the priority we place on inclusivity, all these aspects of contemporary liberal Judaism owe a great debt to the impact of the social and cultural American zeitgeist, which continues to shape our faith and our community in positive and productive ways. So now, as we contemplate our lives and our community during Yom Kippur, it is not the time for ambivalence. In societies that are ever more diverse and intercultural, Jews need to move beyond our silos and our parochialism and learn to embrace non-Jewish ideas without fear or prejudice. They have much to offer us. Let's stay grounded in the values and practices of our Jewish heritage, but let's also affirm the gifts of the other traditions that surround us. Let's step forward into this brave new world as boldly as our forebears stepped into the old one. Ken Yehi Ratzon. May it be God's will. We continue now on page, we continue with the song. So I'm going to sit. And now we continue on page 116 for the Aleinu. If you're able, please rise.
Aleinu l'shabeach l'adon hakol, לתת גדולה ליוצר בראשית, שלא עשנו כגויי הרצות, ולא שמנו כמשפחות האדמה, שלא שם חלקנו כהם, וגורלנו ככל המונם, ואנחנו קוראים ומשתחווים ומודים לפני מלך מלכי המלכים HaKadosh Baruch V'ne'emar V'haya Adonai L'melech Al Kol Haaretz Bayom Bayom Hahu Yeh Adonai Echad Bayom Hahu Yeh Adonai Echad Shemo Echad Bayom Bayom Hahu
Please be seated. Just a few announcements for tomorrow. The young family service will be at 9 o'clock right here. Gordon and I will be leading that along with Mara. And then the regular service will be at 10:30. Children's service or students' activities will be at 10:15. The regular service will be at 10:30. We'll break after the morning service, then regroup again at 3 in the afternoon for the healing service, 4 in the afternoon for the Mincha afternoon service, and then at 5, which Art Grand will be leading, and then at 5, Art will be doing the healing service. 4 is the afternoon service, 5 is going to be Yisker, and then Ne'ilah, followed by Havdalah, and then we're going to break the fast together. I want to thank Gordon. I want to thank our musicians, our choir, and Zoe Ewig. And I also want to thank all the volunteers who helped put together tonight and make the High Holy Days go so smoothly. At this point, as we reach the end of our service, our thoughts turn to loved ones whom death has taken from us in recent days, and those who died at this season in years past. Our hearts open as well to the wider circles of loss in our community and wherever grief touches the human family. Zichronam livracha, may their memories be a blessing in this new year and always. We remember those who have died in the past year. Joe McCaffrey, Ruth Morlett, Lords Blake, Othello Thornton, Alan Rosen, Fred Goldman, Ann Rapson, Bob Massey, Lucille Posner, Bunny Goldstein, William Bill Lenish, Barbara Cosson, Minnie Shostak, Kevin McCarville, Etta Kessler, Faye Goldstein Glick, Diana Coyne, Peggy Dooley, and Eddie Feld. We also remember and honor the art sites, the anniversaries of the deaths of Ralph W. Kelting, Grace Catlin, Wilhelm Carfiol, Seymour Matz, Morris Altman, Beatrice Samrick, Norman Somich, Ruth Grunstein Fanta, Helen Davidson, W.F. Buckner, and Vivian Dector Gold. And while Yisker is tomorrow afternoon, if anyone has the name that they'd like to add tonight, I invite you to please do so. The Mourner's Kaddish is on page 122. Please rise. Yitgadal v'yitkadash Shmei Rabbah be'alma divrach herotei v'yamlich malchutei b'chayechon v'yomechon uv'chayei dechol Beit Yisrael b'gala uv'izman kariv v'yimru amen. Yehei Shmei Rabbah mevarach le'olam u'lamei almaya Yitbarach, V'yishtabak, V'yitpa'ar, V'yitramam, V'yitnaseh, V'yitadar, V'yitalev, V'yitalal, Shmei Dekudsha, Barichu. Le'ela, Ule'ela min kol birchata v'shirata, tushbechata v'nechemata, damiran ba'alma v'imru amen. Yehi shlama rabba min shmaya, v'chaim aleinu v'al kol Yisrael v'imru amen. Oseh shalom b'imromav, hu yaseh shalom, aleinu v'al kol Yisrael, v'al kol yoshvei tevel, v'nomar amen. May the source of peace send peace to all those in mourning, and comfort to all those who are bereaved. And let us all say amen. Please be seated. We have a final song tonight. Oh, okay, getting ready for it? Okay. Page 127.
Return again, return again, return to the land of your soul. Return again, return again, return to the land of your soul. Return to who you are, return to what you are, return to where you are, born and reborn again. Return again, return again, return to the land of your soul. Ashivenu, Ashivenu, Adonai Elecha, Vena Shuva, Vena Shuva. Kadesh, Yameinu kekerem. Hashivenu, Hashivenu, Adonai Elecha, Vena Shuva, Vena Shuva. Kadesh, Kadesh, Yameinu Return to the land of your soul. Return to who you are. Return to what you are.
For those of you fasting, may you have an easy fast, and we'll see you tomorrow.